Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Auntie Kerry Kenton, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Auntie Kerry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO. Chancellor.
Well, thank you, Auntie Kerry, for your very lovely welcome to country. Well, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first let me thank all of you for coming to our celebration this afternoon. And I especially want to thank those of you who have brought your babies and your toddlers to this graduation ceremony. Macquarie University is a very baby-friendly and child-friendly university, and so are our graduations. And we do not mind in the slightest if they run around, if they make a noise. We don't want you to take them outside, we want you to stay where you are. We like children, they enhance every celebration, and in any event we know from long experience that the louder a baby cries throughout a graduation ceremony, the more chance there is that they'll be back within 25 years to take out their first PhD. So they really are very welcome, and I thank you for bringing them. Well, it's my great privilege as Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important ceremony today. First, I welcome all of our graduands, and I hope that today will be a very happy and a very memorable occasion for all of you. And it will only be a happy occasion if you all relax. Most of you do look relaxed, but some look nervous, as though you're about to go into the exam room rather than collect a degree. So please just sit back, relax, enjoy the day. Nothing can go wrong. This might fall off when you're up here. Occasionally people trip and fall over. That's why we've got all these people here, highly paid, and their job is to pick you up and send you on your way if you trip and fall. So other than that, there is absolutely nothing to worry about. I hope that you will enjoy the day because you deserve to. You deserve to take pride, great pride, in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. Today I also want to welcome, and especially welcome, those of you sitting on that side of the room or behind our graduands as their invited guests. Because if you think about it for just a moment, you've all done well too. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role, because I have another very important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too self-effacing to proclaim their success, you make sure you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, Macquarie, of course, is not one of those 50 universities. We're still pretty young, only 51 years old. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Those of us who went to school in New South Wales were taught that Macquarie was a great builder, but his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. His greatest legacy was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is a legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. After our first 51 years, we now have more than 167,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 142 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. From our beginnings, we have defied the traditional boundaries of academia. We have pioneered and continue to pioneer learning and teaching approaches that challenge conventions and shift thinking. Our students play a major role in their own learning and are empowered to guide what and how they learn. We're also research pioneers. Our framework for the future, world's leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance greatly benefit the world we live in. And that's not an idle boast. I don't know that many of you are aware of the fact that Wi-Fi, something most of us use almost every day of our lives, was developed by Macquarie University scientists together with CSIRO scientists, right here at Macquarie University. Not at Harvard or Oxford, not at the ANU, not even at Sydney University, here at Macquarie University. And I think you'll agree we are entitled to be very proud of that. We've also been investing heavily in new facilities. On your way here today, you may have seen our Macquarie University Hospital, which is only a few years old. The hospital forms part of a very exciting medical enterprise, which will become Australia's first fully integrated academic health sciences centre under the leadership of a university. And it truly is a great hospital, and I can attest to that personally. I was a patient there 2 years ago for 3 days, and I can assure you the standard of care is just absolutely first class, especially if you're the Chancellor. So I recommend it to you. Other outstanding facilities include the Australian Hearing Hub, which is a world's leading institute in hearing and language sciences, a state-of-the-art media centre, a newly launched simulation hub for teaching and research, and cutting-edge science labs. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very clear and a very straightforward mission. And that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure at today's ceremony to honour, in accordance with the resolution of the University Council, Emeritus Professor John Richard Melville Jones for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa of Macquarie University. I now invite Professor Bruce Doughton, the Vice-Chancellor of Macquarie University, to read the citation. Professor Doughton.
Chancellor, thank you. I invite Emeritus Professor John Richard Melville Jones to please stand for the citation. Emeritus Professor John Melville Jones is one of Australia's most distinguished historians. He has made an outstanding contribution to an impressive number of disciplines through his work, which is dedicated to an understanding of the Mediterranean world from antiquity to medieval times. Author of many books and papers, Professor Melville Jones has written about numismatics, Byzantine diplomacy, and the fall of Constantinople. He has also translated and interpreted vital ancient texts. The breadth of his scholarship is such that he might rightly be termed a polymath or a true Renaissance man. Professor Melville Jones led the publication team that, since 1999, translated 4 volumes of the Morosini Codex into English and wrote an accompanying commentary. The Codex is the largest surviving document from the 15th century Venice and chronicles Venetian history and the events up to the year 1434. A 5th volume of this work is currently in progress. Born in 1933 in Buckinghamshire, England, Professor Melville Jones holds a Bachelor of Arts, a Master of Arts, and a postgraduate diploma in classical archaeology with distinction from Cambridge University in the United Kingdom. He took up a teaching position at the University of Western Australia in 1957 and was awarded a Doctorate of Philosophy from that institution in 1962. He taught there for 55 years, retiring as Winthrop Professor in mid-2012. Professor Melville Jones's impressive list of awards and distinction includes his Fellowship of the Australian Academy of the Humanities and Life Fellowship of the American Numismatic Society. A former Nuffield Travelling Fellow, he won the prestigious Aristotle Award from the Greek government in 1999 in recognition of his contributions to the study of Greek culture. 2 years later, he was awarded a Senior Visiting Scholarship by the Alexander S. Onassis Foundation. In the United States, his work has been recognized through a Fulbright Senior Scholarship, membership of the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton University, and a Margot Titus Visiting Scholarship at the University of Cincinnati. Macquarie University is very indebted to Professor Melville Jones for his long and deep scholarly bonds with our staff and students. In particular, we are grateful for the role he has played as a significant collaborator and advisor on the Australian Centre for Ancient Numismatic Studies. Over the last decade, he has transferred the greater part of his personal and substantial numismatics library to the Centre, ensuring that our students and staff have access to one of the world's finest ancient numismatic libraries. We also recognise Professor Melville Jones's contributions to the growth of late antique and Byzantine studies at this university. As a long-standing president of the Australian Association for Byzantine Studies, this impressive academic scholar has been instrumental in encouraging the work of younger scholars around Australia and around the world. Chancellor, it is with extraordinary pleasure that I present Emeritus Professor John Richard Melville Jones to you for the award of the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
Emeritus Professor John Richard Melville Jones, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University, and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to invite Emeritus Professor John Melville Jones to deliver the occasional address. Please welcome Professor Melville Jones.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, fellow academics, graduands who will soon be graduates, families and friends. This honorary degree recognises my long-standing relationship with Macquarie University, with its Department of Ancient History, the most active ancient history department in the Southern Hemisphere, and with the Australian Centre for Ancient Numismatic Studies, which is a part of it. When I was told that I would be expected to make a short speech, I wondered whether it would be appropriate to make it in a learned Latin language, but this was considered inadvisable. That is probably a good thing. At my University of Western Australia, the only time that a speech was ever made in Latin at the awarding of an honorary degree was in 1932, when the Professor of Classics and Ancient History delivered a one-page oration in that language. It was not a success. As the local newspaper reported the next day, on several occasions, some of the students in the audience applauded in the wrong places. 60 years ago, I was where you are now, receiving my first degree at Cambridge University. It was a happy moment, but there was a problem. I didn't have a job. I had considered staying on to do postgraduate work, but I was tired of having no money. My best friend's father had recently retired from working in a managerial position for an oil company in the Persian Gulf, and I thought that this would provide me with a good income and comfortable living conditions. So I applied to several oil companies, but without success, because they couldn't understand how valuable somebody with a knowledge of Latin and ancient Greek would be for their businesses. And I had failed to apply for a summer job in my hometown, and now all these jobs were taken. So I went on unemployment benefits for 2 months until I found work teaching boys aged 6 to 13 in a small preparatory school. I still remember this period of unemployment because I began to have bad feelings about myself, that I was not merely unemployed, but unemployable. This is nonsense, of course, but I hope that if any of you are temporarily in this situation, you won't let it get you down. You have a degree from a good university, so keep looking. After a few months, I was encouraged to apply for a lectureship at the University of Western Australia. In those days, Australian universities were expanding so fast that they couldn't fill the vacancies with homegrown scholars. I've been there ever since, and I'm grateful to the country that adopted me. My first contribution to Australian life was to translate Waltzing Matilda into Latin. Quis fulsatare, Matilda mecum. I'd like to teach you this, but I haven't got time. Thank you. After 3 years, I returned to Cambridge to take a one-year course in classical archaeology, and this changed my life. One of the units in this course was ancient numismatics, the study of ancient Greek and Roman coinage. I had previously avoided this subject because the little grey circles that were shown in my textbooks were not interesting. But the man who taught it and let us handle some of these coins was so enthusiastic that his enthusiasm rubbed off onto me, and I decided to make this a major subject of study. I hope that during your time as students, you've had at least one teacher who infected you with genuine enthusiasm for a subject and gladly taught, which is the right way to say it at Macquarie. If so, you should send that teacher a message using ancient or modern technology to say how much you have enjoyed the experience. Later, I became involved with the Australian Centre for Ancient Numismatic Studies, which was set up at the end of the last century with the help of a large donation by 2 Sydney people, Bill and Janet Gale, and is unique in the Southern Hemisphere. It has not only helped numismatists in Australia, both ancient and modern, to improve their work and meet one another, but it has provided important assistance to students of ancient Greek and Roman history in an area that is sometimes neglected. A few years after I had begun to work in the field of numismatics, something different happened that also had good results for me. A postgraduate student was researching a topic relating to the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Turks in 1453 and needed help with one of the sources, which was written in the Venetian dialect of Italian. I produced a translation, which was later published, and this was the beginning of my interest in Byzantine studies, the history of the Greek part of the later Roman Empire. So this is one thing about the arts and humanities. Very often, one thing leads to another. You never know quite where you're going to go next. It's not narrow like some subjects. You may wonder how I managed to work in two quite different areas. The answer is that half a century ago, university academic staff were treated differently from the way in which they are treated now. If you didn't win research grants and produce publications, you were left alone, provided that your teaching was satisfactory. Of course, you couldn't be promoted unless you produced research. And this is what happened to me. Promotion came slowly, partly because I was working in more than one area, and also because I was trying to produce big books rather than lots of little articles. But it all came right in the end. Nowadays, junior academics are under enormous pressure because their teaching loads have increased. At the same time, they're expected to produce at least one article in a refereed journal every year, and if they don't do this, they may be accused of underperforming. So if your teachers sometimes look a little worn, that may be the reason. One more thing about myself, always an interesting topic. I have a magnificent British pension of about £20 a week, which comes in handy when I'm over there. For the last 15 years, I've made a small annual donation from this of £200 to the scholarship fund of the college in which I was registered as a student. You have to remember that students at Cambridge receive their degrees from the university, but they're selected for admission by colleges. It's the colleges that supervise them when they're there, and it's the colleges with which they have a relationship rather than with the university. My donations to my college are an expression of gratitude, because I don't know how I could have survived without my college scholarship. It may be because of this that when I went last year to a reunion of members who had begun their studies in 1954 or before, I found myself placed next to the master of the college at the closing dinner. Everything went well, and at the end, when we stood up, the master turned and kissed me on the cheek. Now, don't be surprised. It's a woman now. Although they call her master, partly because of tradition, and partly because the alternative might cause a little mirth in a college that had a majority of male students. I'm telling you this story because you shouldn't think that your relationship with Macquarie University has come to an end. It will be a continuing relationship. And if you live in Sydney, there will be events that you can attend, and you might even consider enrolling for an extra unit or two. And if in the years to come you have some spare cash, you can be sure that anything that you can contribute will be well used. Small amounts can be useful if a large number of contributions are received. And if you have a few million to spare, you can experience the pleasure of setting up something that didn't exist before and watching it come to life, as Bill and Janet Gale did with the Australian Centre for Ancient Numismatic Studies. So that's something that might cause you pleasure, but I'm afraid I can't promise you that you will receive a kiss from the master of a college or even from a chancellor.
Well, graduates and ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree we've heard an outstanding occasional address from an outstanding man. It turned out very good that he was unable to get a job in Great Britain, because otherwise he might not have come to Australia and have had such a stellar career as one of Australia's great historians. I was glad that he sang, because he was telling me earlier that he is both British and Australian, and also part Welsh. And of course all the Welsh can sing, and so we might get him to sing something more later on. So thank you very much, Professor Melvyn Jones, for honouring us today with your presence and your occasional address. And I think he deserves another great round of applause. And I very much appreciated the great advertisement he provided for Macquarie University's Ancient History Department. What he said is true. We have the best ancient history department in Australia, and that's something we're very, very proud of. So thank you for that accolade. Now, I mentioned earlier that there was nothing for you to feel nervous about. We now come to the key part of the ceremony, which is the conferring of degrees, the reason we are here. But I have to confess it is the one part of the ceremony that makes me a little bit nervous, because I was told many years ago by a friend of mine, the former Chief Justice of New South Wales, Jim Spiegelman, that if I conferred a degree on someone who was not eligible to receive it, there was nothing I could do to take it back. So I have to make absolutely certain that each and every one of you is eligible to graduate today. And to have that certainty, I have to seek an assurance from the Deputy Registrar, Jonathan Wiley over there, that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment and that none of you ever missed a class. And Jonathan, if you can give me that assurance, I think I'll confer the degrees on all present.
Chancellor, I certify that all candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees and diplomas please now stand?
Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff in this faculty work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about complex social issues. They identify paths of research, analyse and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge they will need to understand the world, both past and present. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. The faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, English, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics and international relations, philosophy, sociology, and security studies and criminology. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Martina Mullering, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates. Professor Mullering.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours, Anthony Farrar. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours, Nicholas Maurice Larkin. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Laws with honours, Yana Kriazidis. Timothy Garth Liu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws with honours, Henry David Brunskill. Caitlin Marie Comensoli. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Laws with honours, Maya Mary El Hage. Blake William Murray. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours, Grace Fian. Nicholas James Robertson. Andrew Vumbaka. Wayland Bislav Schwanberg-Waschecker. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the Bachelor of Laws with honours, Gabriela Agnese. Jamie Barn. Robert George Barakat. Thomas William Blissenden. Benjamin Arthur Charles Davis. Alexander Donnelly. Matthew Michael Hakim. Andrew Jackson. Samuel Kleinhans. Felicia Lay. Francesca Lucas. Thomas Lyons. Jack Ellis MacDonald. Rishi Minocha. Anthony Parker. Anshu Potnis. Eliza Suter. Yuen Shan Beatrice Tai. Martin Trum. Ariel Bianca Zinn. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, with the Bachelor of Laws with Honours. Matthew James Charman. Abhirami Guyan Kumar. Rebecca Smith. I present the graduate admitted to the honours degree of Bachelor of Ancient History with first-class honours, Sarah Louise Turner. I present graduates admitted to the honours degree of Bachelor of Ancient History, Paige Alexandra Davis. Coral Hannah Hartwig. Rachel Ann Mansfield. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the Bachelor of Laws, Varsha Goyal. Carolyn Tai. Grace Tran. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws, Julie Nguyen Tweety Lai. Elizabeth Monaghan. Tara Strangwich. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Science. Rachel Elise Campbell. Brownie Caitlin Kavanagh. Emma Imogen Groves. Louise Kate Metcalf, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Bridget Katie O'Neill. Carla Raymond. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Laws. Andrew Joseph Francis. Daniel James Kim. Ellen Louise O'Neill. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the Bachelor of Laws. Pamela Bashir. Samantha Blissenden. Rose Teresa Shamshun. Neha Chopra. Philip Hasid Farage. Erin Feldhaus. Clementine Fryer. Dylan Fusi. Harrison Houlihan. Kevin Huynh. Linda Huynh. Libby Jane. Maheshi Rapmali Jararatne. Nikita Kalra. Michael Kantarowski. Mohammed Jamal Khan. Pranav Khanna. Nigel Timothy Reiner. Christy Ching Lee. Annette Long. Christina Lara Mithril. Luke Lee Sang Gong. Elizabeth Nguyen. Larissa Nguyen. Courtney Nolly. Joshua Edward Noni. Jonathan Stephen Rago. Sonali Reiner. Clive Roberts. Musda Sultanzada. Jocelyn Hui Xin Tan. Kimi Wee Lam Sang. Lily Huang Feng Mai Vo. Paula Zacharakis. Sheng Edward Zhao. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting with the Bachelor of Laws. Sarah Jasmine Hall. Tanmay Takawa. Michelle Y. Kwan Tan. Justine N. Yanko. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Ancient History. Phoebe Matilda Jane Baker. Madison Judith Cox. Rachel Moena Marie Dindy. Hannah Dux. Madeline Jane Fleetwood. Emma Kate Hardcastle. Sophie Kate Harris. Dale Edward Higginson. Gabrielle Helen McGee. Kiara Stevenson. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Natalie Elizabeth Ackret. Jason Anderson. Stephanie Janice Andrade. Paris Antoniadis. Matthew Scott Austin. Alexandros Chrysovalantis Vinos. James Jan Bransma. Stephanie Brown. Natalie Karan. Jack Macaulay Clear. Michaela Konstantin. Lisa Marie Cooper. Sharon Cooper. Paul Drake. Tiffany N. Drake. Kahim Michael Fong. Lauren N. Foskett. Joshua Jared Goodwin. Aaron Hansen. Claire Hart. Bradley James Hollingsworth. Kim Houston. Marina Hunt. Hillary King. Megan Francis Kovalik. Henry Linke. Matthew John Lowe. Lydia Main. Natalie Mariniello. Jamie Colin Matson. Ellen Louise MacDonald. Samantha Kim MacDonald. Chad Andrew McGuinness. Liana Marie Miati. Charis Mergen. Lindsay Nicholson. Emily Kathleen Norman. Robert Thomas Quinn. Kai Riley McPhee. Sean Arthur Roux. Samuel Joseph Runge. Jordan Sprugnera. Shelby and Erica Schofield. Stephanie Slade. Claire Catherine Stafford. Saina Talai Sani. Arthur William Tonking. Xakusti Connie Vutos. Anthony Westenberg. Jennifer Mary Winter. Megan Joanne Catherine Woodhouse. Laura Zonazidis. I present the diplomat awarded the Diploma of Ancient Languages, Ellen Ryan. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Arts, Nina Maria Craven. Morel Jennifer Darros. Andra Sharon Hase. Michael John Neat. Anne Patricia Thoming. Peter N. Waters. Julie Catherine Wiltshire. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Madeleine Kathleen Chatfield for a thesis entitled Elizabeth of Hardwick and the Epistolary Negotiations, Noble Women and 16th Century English Politics. Marcus Jia Hao Chin for a thesis entitled Honours for Historians, Historiography and Civic Identity in the Hellenistic and Roman Polis. Peter John Dean for a thesis entitled Gender Roles and Healing, Exploring the Complexities of Roman Healthcare. Peter Louise MacDonald for a thesis entitled The Iconography of the Images in the Magical Papyri. David Cameron Pedder for a thesis entitled The Nature of Merovingian Hegemony in Anglo-Saxon Kent. Laura Jane Pierce for a thesis entitled The Legacy of the Hyksos, a study in cultural memory and identity. Amy Louise Wood for a thesis entitled Why Were the Sclavines Never Roman Allies? A study of late antique Roman frontier policy and a barbarian society. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Chelsea Meredith Barnett for a thesis entitled Masculinity in Australian Film, 1949 to 1962. Dr. John Ronald James Fairley for a thesis entitled Russell Kirk and the Moral Imagination. Dr. Philippa Jane Gale for a thesis entitled A Shocking Spectacle, a medical and social history of craniotomy in 19th century British obstetrics. Dr. Louise N. Gospel for a thesis entitled The Poor, the Crippled, the Blind and the Lame, Physical and Sensory Disability in the Gospels of the New Testament. Dr. Emma Joy Kirk for a thesis entitled Peace in the Chaos, Implications of the Conscious Elimination of Conflict in Divinely Designed and Spontaneous Creation from the Hebrew and Chinese Traditions. Dr. Brika H.S. Nasaraya for a thesis entitled A Critical Analysis of the Ancient Secret Mandaean Nashorean Illustrated Scroll Divan Narawata, the River Scroll, a model for the heritage of the art, literature and culture of the Middle East, Gulf and Fertile Crescent.
This is his fourth PhD. And that's not all. He's now doing his fifth one, so I think we better give him a bit of a discount.
Dr. Irene Petru for a thesis entitled From North Africa to Byzantium and to New England, Augustine, Maximus and Jonathan Edwards on the meaning and shape of Christian salvation. Dr. Timothy John Scott for a thesis entitled The Discipline of Germanic Antiquity and its Contemporary Intellectual and Socio-Political Environment. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Chancellor, I now call on Miss Louise Metcalf, who is graduating today with the Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Science, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Ms. Metcalf.
Chancellor, distinguished members of faculty, fellow graduates and guests. Graduation seems as appropriate a time as any to indulge in a bit of nostalgia. From this side of a graduation ceremony, first year feels a long time ago. Looking back at it now, my earliest impressions of the university experience seem to have resolved into niggling uncertainty about a new place, new people, a new workload, and why did I have to walk across the entire campus and through a car park to get to Y3A every Monday morning? But where all those other firsts have since blurred together a little, first semester, first month, first week, I do remember my very first lecture, naturally, on a Monday morning. It was for AHIS 110, Rome, Republic to Empire. And from a wholly subjective point of view, the team of Tom Hillard and Lee Burness was quite possibly the best possible introduction that I could have had to the next 4 years of my degree. They were so obviously, genuinely enthusiastic about the subject, and communicating it to a lecture theatre full of first-year students. That lecture set a high bar, and it set the tone for those that followed too. Whatever combination it was of passion or approachability or a level of investment in students' learning, it made all the difference in the world. And they're all deserving of a great deal of thanks. The lecturers and the tutors and the peer learning groups, and so to everyone else working to make this place run, in frankly more capacities than I can name, whether I ever met them or not. And family and friends too, because there's more to getting through uni than the coursework. Back to first year. I know that I very quickly became sick of people telling me how it was so weird that I was studying ancient history and biomolecular science together at the same time. Because I've never had any better defence for that choice than to say, but they're both interesting. And I'll still stand by that, because I have to believe that playing curiosity is an acceptable excuse, that it's valid to learn about something just because we want to, because we're interested, because learning isn't ever a waste, and it's our engagement with it making sure of that. And I did love the subject matter of my courses, notwithstanding a few minor breakdowns over essays and lab reports and post-organic chemistry stress and essays. Across 4 years, I spent more time than strictly necessary trying to finish an assignment at 3 in the morning, convinced I had entirely forgotten how words worked, having spent the previous 2 hours writing a grand total of 1 whole sentence and losing about 500 games of solitaire. I probably didn't always sleep enough or at sensible hours, and I drank too much coffee, and I spent my last semester alternating lunches exclusively between Thai and hot chips. And somewhere in the middle of it all, I found friends and mentors and new interests, and I had fun. I even managed to get used to that first year uphill trek to Y3A too, because I kept on having classes there for the next 6 semesters. There's probably a metaphor in that somewhere, something about persevering or the long haul, or maybe the rewards of hard work. But I didn't major in English, so we might just have to leave it as an anecdote. Standing up here on a stage at graduation, having been graciously invited to speak for my cohort, I don't feel qualified to offer anyone any advice for the future or to make any predictions. And I won't. The question of what happens next is much too large for me to tackle. But 3.5 months into the new year, at least some small part of what happens next has already happened. As for whatever might follow after today, well, we've made it this far, haven't we? Not a one of us did it alone. Not a one of us made it here without a lot of hard work or without learning something from the effort. Surely there's no reason to think that we can't make it much further still. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Louise, on a very good speech, and congratulations on your double degrees, your Bachelor of Arts and your Bachelor of Science. Well done. And of course, as we just discovered, you don't have to stop there. There's the goal of 4 PhDs that you can set yourself. But in any event, I do hope that you maintain your association with Macquarie University throughout your life. We'd really like that. Congratulations. I think she deserves another great round of applause. Well, now, that wasn't too bad, was it? That voice from heaven, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to Angela Brewer, and the incomparable Angela Brewer. You're very lucky that she was singing today. There was a chance earlier this morning that she might not be able to get here, and if that had been the case, I was going to do the singing. Tell me, would you like to hear Angela sing a bit more? Okay, all you've got to do is enrol in another degree, and I promise you I'll make sure she sings at your next graduation as well. Please join with me in thanking Angela for that superb performance. And also, we have some superb musicians, but I can't see them. They're usually, oh, there they are. They're down in the front row. Our organist, Dr. James Forsyth. And our trumpeter, Melanie McLaughlin. And sitting over there against the wall are some of our alumni volunteers who come along to our graduation ceremonies to make sure that everything goes smoothly at your graduation. I'm sure you'd like to join with me in thanking them as well. Well, now, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of 167,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And please, graduates, do make sure to come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, to attend alumni events, use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even if the mood takes you, come back with your family and friends to enjoy a picnic down by our lake. Well, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either. Because almost everything you do in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, of every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you to do a couple of things. Graduates, would you now please stand? Now I want you to place your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free, and I want you to turn around to face your families and your friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, graduates can turn around now, but don't sit down because we'll be leaving in just a moment. But I do remind you to pick up your degree. We'd hate anyone to leave it behind. Here on the dais behind me are representatives of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey here at Macquarie. And I'm sure you'd like to put your hands together to thank them as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment I will lead the official party out through the centre aisle, and I hope that all of our graduates and all of their friends and family will join us down by the marquee for some light refreshments. I would now invite everyone to please stand, and please remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out. And then I would invite all of you to join the procession down to the marquee. Well, now, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.